Hello everyone, I'd like to tell you a negotiation story. The reason why I'd like to share this is to highlight to you the power of going and seeing the situation with your own eyes, to equip yourself with the facts and help you in your negotiations. Yes, this does mean leaving your office. I once dealt with a supplier whose performance was excellent really. Quality, supply and service aspects were all top notch. They were faultless. The major exception was price. And more specifically, the year-on-year above inflation price increases that they demanded. They weren't a monopoly, but because the technical barriers to entry were so high, they effectively held a monopoly position in the market. So I had no BATNA, no best alternative to a negotiated agreement in my back pocket. Not a great position of strength, really. Anyway, as year-end approached, their account manager said to me, "It's going to be another 4% increase this year," and he refused my request to provide me with a cost breakdown. Every year was the same. The price increase was just pushed through. How is this story making you feel so far? Yes, I thought so. As a procurement professional, it's annoying, isn't it? So I thought I'd put go and see into practice and visited their very impressive manufacturing site and was proudly given a tour by their factory manager, accompanied by my account manager. The factory was huge and absolutely spotless. Their visual control boards showed that their processes were all in control. Their quality was excellent, and their costs had reduced year on year. Sorry, what was that? I asked the factory manager to explain the charts in some detail. I also went across to the production line and spoke to one of the operators and asked her some questions about the cost reduction initiatives. She was incredibly proud of the achievements, as you can imagine. At this point, I could see that my account manager was trying to get the factory manager to move us on. I think he was getting a little uncomfortable with my questions and perhaps where our follow-up discussions might lead. I think he was right to feel uncomfortable. I now had first-hand factual information that the supplier had been successfully reducing their costs while at the same time increasing prices to me, a long-standing, loyal and high-volume customer. With this new information, I was then able to have a fact-based discussion about the reasonableness of the proposed 4% increase. Just because of what I'd seen with my own eyes, I was able to negotiate the 4% increase down to a 0% increase and fixed for 3 years. Okay, so some of you critics will say this is an example of cost avoidance rather than a stunning price reduction, but that's not the point. For all of you watching, what's the learning you can take from this story? Well, get out of your office and see for yourself. Trust the supplier's words by all means, but always verify it for yourself and go and see for yourself. Secondly, don't be led by the nose on your supplier visits. Ask to see the areas of the operation that you want to see and speak to people doing the actual work. You might get a more direct answer to your questions. And thirdly, if there are any findings from your visit, like there were in this story, address them with good grace and an open mind rather than getting into an argument with the supplier about what's happened in the past. This approach is more likely to get you what you want and leave your relationship intact. And you'll have this information in your back pocket and the supplier will know not to try and take advantage of you in the future. I hope you've enjoyed this little story, and if you did, please subscribe to my channel and feel free to make some comments. I will always reply. And finally, if you want a dose of monthly hints, inspiration, insights and tips, head to my website at www.martinjohn-training.com where you can sign up to my monthly newsletter for free. Thanks very much for watching and see you soon.